嗌忽糊塗亂撈啊！
嚇！呢個8.7 G 嘅，應該8.7 G。Replay is from here。
Offline, what is happening?
Manchester。
原來1.9 G 咋，我係登錄2分鐘得。
有時係
唔該。
我仲打到緊啊！歧視我你。
你打緊咩啊？
我睇呢個傻佬打緊。
單緊 LOL。
呢個就係亂咁發脾氣嗰個。
哎唷！
哎呀！
我想嗰度睇鬼故啊！
仲睇啊咁勁？
點解你 account 有40人 follow 嘅 Andrew？
拜拜，聽歌先。
Hello。
哇！哇！好驚啊！哇！咩嚟啊？好驚啊！
爆炸啦係咪？
Welcome to the League of Legends.
Come out and die.
聽唔聽到啊？
我會唔會太高 FPS 咧？
喂 ，Andrew， 聽唔聽
咩
到啊？
啊？
聽唔聽到啊？
衝咗啦！
係咯係咯。
啊，聽到。Sammy，我做啲乜嘢啊？
聽唔聽到我講嘢啊？
You can move your champion by right-clicking a destination.
哇！好
，right
勁
click 咯，再跟住 right。
哇！睇先，我要 right click。哦，跟住咧，跟住做咩
right click 就係去一個地方咯。
我哋對住呢個 right click。哇！我打佢啊！哇！咁勁嘅我隻怪。哇
！left click 就係打佢咯。left click 就係
我已經
怪
及到 right click 壞啦，就係呢隻 game。
係啊，我唔知得我叫個撳到個 right click 咧，撳到咧，撳到。
Samuel 啊，點解我打唔到個塔嘅？唔係要打塔咩？
哦，我記得嗰個幸
你要打對
運啫。
面嘅，
係喎，藍色
嘅。
我會唔會太高 FPS 係高到唔會再升啦已經。太高。哇！
邊個 FPS？
呢啲啊 ，hacker 都有。
哦，呢個係 hacker。
我捉到你，
又唔係 hacker。你要開技啊喂！你影翻下面嗰啲技啊？係啊，開晒咯。即係群落
開晒
League of Legends, you control
唔
a
係
champion
有技術咁
of
打，
powerful and heroic
真唔係
individuals.
亂咁開。
Each champion has unique and
靚
powerful abilities and set them apart from other champions.
啊
No two champions are alike.
，Yeah boy。
我係已經唔想玩喎，已經。
但我要打咯。
哇！呢隻玩，呢隻點玩唔係老殘。
我唔想玩嘅，我睇到嘢唔想玩。
正常嘅。 enemy。Andrew 嗰隻 game 點啊？
殺佢攞啊！殺佢攞啊！哇，好勁！哇，好勁！I like this.
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly champions who are under attack.
Installing game file.
走啦走啦走啦！
Clear a path to an enemy turret and destroy it. You should wait for more of your minions to arrive before advancing.
Never retreat.
Rampage.
I do not tolerate cowardice.
The object of League of Legends is to pierce the enemy's defenses and destroy the Nexus located in the heart of their base.
Ồ, 好勁喎呢隻 game，因為我打得咁勁咯。喂，你又認真？我打好勁。我要打直。
好呢？第一個
打真係爆炸谷嗰啲人，係咪啱啱開始玩？呢個係新嘅，bot。
見到嘅真係垃圾，真係哇！
一步拆佢個拆佢，拆擺
你要有啲兵入去先可以打嘅，知唔知啊？
我知啊，我玩。
Always be wary around enemy turrets.
打右邊，打右邊。
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly
你出去再翻嚟咯，再抽。
係我可以補，我而家係。
哇！死啦！
幫我企喺度補嘅。拜拜。 好意思。
我諗講 install 呢 game 翻嚟 install 咗勁耐啊！
講笑嘅，我都俾其實。
你係咪要單一年啊？
應該係啊。
乜大一年啊
Samuel 要單一年。
CSGO
基
一年，
本啦，單一年。
一年。
Start now. Power up, level up your champions. 哇，好勁喎！聽落去。係喎，要你教我點樣 level up。我呢啲真人啊，呢啲真人啊，應該。
睇下先。
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
哇，泰國 FPS， 可唔可以再高啲啊
Spend your skill points.
你咪應該播嚟。
我可以搞 very high setting。都係240 FPS， 我哋差唔多。
Sure you can handle me, summoner.
哦，我可以 level up 喎 ，Samuel 我 level up 邊個好啊
Spend
哇，
your skill
睇唔到喎
points.。
得。
Make it rain. Rain down bullets.
我唔識喎，其實。
所以我
玩 LL。
Dangerous eyes.
There are 3 lanes on this field of justice, each with its own turrets,
Elon.
inhibitor, and
死
minion
啦而家
lanes.。
求其噏咯，冇所謂。
我啲 troop 喺邊啊？我啲 troop 要出嚟幫。我啲 troop 咧？我啲 friend 咧？我啲 friend 喺邊啊？點解我啲 friend 喺度嘅？我啲 friend 會唔會行路㗎？你識唔識行嘅 ？Hello friend。
應該真人嚟嘅佢哋。呢個 level 求其一個啦 ，W 咯，Q 咯 Q 咯。
Move down the lane to
Stay close to the battle to
點
earn
買咁多嘅
experience
直播？
points.
可能就係 fast latency。
所以拉慢30秒咁多嘅，差唔多。
慢30秒，但係 Ultra 咯，我
係啊
教咗。唔係喎，但係我睇到係仲係好快添嘅喎，定係你問題啊？因為我見到好快嘅。
我84%。
哦。
哇，因為我玩過。
Earn experience to level up。我想講佢係叫攞 XP 咯，我係打龍㗎。
打龍可以快啲同埋攞錢咯。
哇！打呢個。
即係。
哇！有錢有錢。
即係好似 CSGO 嗰啲 econ 咁樣。
我驚我 right click 會玩，唔得太多錢。
即係好似係一個
Your champion has leveled
攞
up.
抽筋。
Additional levels allow your champion to improve their abilities.
A 打到我嘅。哇！啲 boys，我話我啲 troop 嚟啦，死人 best friend troop 嚟嘅條。Silver， 哇！拜拜 motherfucker。打咗呢隻。
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly champions who are under attack.
Tourist will prevent your champion. 我呢隻嘢嚟啦，呢隻嘢。哇！我打。
Your champion is severely wounded.
啊！冇啊！冇啊！啊！點啊 ？OK。睇我有技啊！哇！嚇！noob。easy。嗰條步佢唔識保嘅，傻仔。拜拜。佢撈啊！佢撈啊！唔得唔得。咁我隊友去邊？
No prey, no pay.
我可以完成嘅，有呢個掣嘅。
Use the recall spell to return to the summoner platform.
我完成啊喂！ Yes yes yes。哇！
An
Okay,
enemy
okay,
has
okay.
been slain.
Go。
Don't get
我去呢度
cocky.
A 浪。我點樣睇個地圖？哦，我有得咁樣睇。哦，有得睇啲人喺邊。我見到啲人喐得好快啫，好似咧。 好快！哇，我去呢度我見呢度，我見 Tower One 好快。哇，Tower One 先，因為我鏡頭咁樣嘅。
Team 什麼呢？
鏡頭應該可以改嘢。
什麼
Neutral minion camps appear
哦，
on
搞
both
啊
sides of the
你
map.
你要喐，你要喐，
可唔可以 skip 我架線咋？好
應該要轉㗎呢個。
Oh my god！
但係我去唔翻正常嗰個咯，因為點解我咁樣？
啊，你回城啊！
回城。
我唔知喎，點解啊？之前都係咁嘅喎，但係我記得係要轉翻咯，要轉翻鏡頭嗰啲咯。
轉。啊唔係喎，都唔得啊！係咪咁樣啊
Clear a path to an enemy
Thấy xe
turret
này, thấy
and
xe.
destroy it. An ally has been slain.
哦，佢有得帶你去嗰個人，我可以撳呢度咯。我可唔可以去呢度咯？
I know what I'm doing.
但係你個 mon 唔跟
Has
住，
been slain.
你要搞翻一個人跟住翻嚟咯。
我點樣搞翻？喂，唔好走入去！
Always be wary around enemy turrets.
Lock the camera view。係咯。
Set sail.
係喎，真係唔得喎，點解？
我想講咧，我撳我係想撳 QWER 啦，跟住撳咗1、2、3、4咯。
OK。我要打邊邊啊！我啲隊友喺度，我啲隊友。哦，可以匿喺啲草度喎，佢哋
Sure
睇唔
you
到
can
你。
handle me,
係啊
summoner.
翻嚟，俾我殺啊！佢撈，man！ 哈哈，有冇人用呢隻嘢㗎？喺邊度？呢個
哇！唔識喎，真係唔識喎。
Guns blazing.
啊，你個卡分嚟，傳説嘅卡分嚟。哇！殺到人。
An ally has been slain.
我見到啲人要褪後再打。
Thanks.
我中意嗰個 P 佢先。
呢個應該係一個
等 smoke，
應該 skill 嚟啩。
等 smoke 先。咦？係冇啊！我用嗰個技，我都 upgrade 個技，跟住先用嗰個技。我識講我部電腦勁超，完全冇用，冇做過任何嘢，部電腦喺度瞓覺嘅，太舒服。Why so
An
simple?
ally has been slain.
Oh, simple break bullets. 哈哈，佢撈。我成日喺度打嗰啲神怪，我成日喺度做。我最高個條，打到我塌嚟啫。
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly champions who are under attack.
換成
An ally has been slain.
我會慢慢 heal 嘅。搞掂，我翻去先。哦，有得加速喎！我先講有得加速，你望我行得幾快？哇！屎忽扭到咁嘅喂。
呢個係你隻角可以咯。
哦，我先講我 CPU 超到乜嘢都，太超啦！
公信都唔熱嘅。
冇做過嘢啊，56度、43度冇做過嘢其實。
The fun begins.
我差，我知 break 我半血啦，點解唔死？啲人叫我唔好追住嚟打咯，我一定要喂
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly champions who are under attack.
收兩隻啊！
Double kill.
真係好緊張啊！可能遲啲會再難打啲咯，打真係會好難打。
俾啲人啊，有啲人好渣咯。
應該
你爆啦！ 可唔可以對個塔開技？爆！誒，爆！
點解你咁
Enemy inhibitor.
Yes， 我隻角好，哦係喎，你話可以買嘢喎，點買嘢咧？撳 B buy。
An ally has been slain.
，Bang.
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly champions who are under attack.
我想佢哋成班冇啲，跟住佢唔打我。我啱啱去擊殺。爆啦！呢個炮又爆啦！Cloud9.
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly champions who are under attack.
Double kill. 一次。好飛。
唉，隻 game 我唉，
Destroy
我想
the
電
exposed
嘅
enemy inhibitor.
啊，唔想玩啦。
點解？
我哋玩 very 好悶啊！呢隻 game，呢隻 game 好似啊，明點解啲人唔玩？
Victory is near. Destroy the enemy nexus.
嚇！有 level 7 level。
Not a problem. Powder.
哦，
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly champions who are under attack.
Yes， 又死喎。差唔多啦，爆啦！點樣爆啦？嚟啦！嚟啦！差唔多，你玩out now. Are you the West champion? Victory. Yes. 太简单了吧？OK, shot for here. 我可唔可以？唉，我有嘢。好差不。
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Open the shop and purchase an item. The shop has many items for sale. some of which are components for more powerful equipment.
加9磅淨係 run on hurricane，加400 attack speed。哇！咁我買咗呢個先，但係咁咪買呢個直接唔夠錢，要 craft 喎呢個。買。
Slay enemy minions.
哦 ，due to breaking。我啲隊友去邊啊？我呢隻幾靚女。
唉，完全冇興趣玩隻 game，死廢 game，真係好廢
乜嘢啊？我隊友而家換成咯，滿血跟住換成嗰條友，乜嘢啊？
我就係知道呢隻 game 嘅玩法就係撳 right click 咯，喺度 spam right click 咯，我俾咗嘢。
抽筋咯就係，係啦就係抽筋。我用食指撳。行啦 troops， 打。呢個錢啊嘛，我都500。happy。我簡單化。
我覺得好難玩。
可以玩，但係一定唔可以打兩人。即係嘢都幾得意嘅，有錢有錢，最中意就係錢。
Just like experience, you gain gold whenever your champion slays a minion.
哇！
You should wait for more of your minions to arrive before advancing.
The fun begins.
咦，我有得買嘢喎 ，P。
Your champion is severely
我
wounded.
買唔係喎，嚇！我想講佢話我嚟個買家太遠，我想問個買家喺邊？
哦，你要翻去個自己屋企先嘅。
哦。
要係，你好唔好玩啊隻 game？
我依個就係個城啊！呢隻貓就買嘢俾我啦。係喎，呢隻貓買嘢俾我，我買咗依個，跟住我哋買。
你覺得隻 game 好唔好玩啊？
OK 啊，唔錯。
智障到瀨屎。
Don't get
Okay.
cocky.
會唔會玩下 ？OK。
係啊，做智障。
出乎心諗 ，Rainbow Six 仲好玩啊！
好咯，一定我。
No thanks。點啊 ，Greta 翻嚟未啊？
Stage range 啊，搞到好。
始終都係關 Granny
唔係啊，我
事翻嚟就唔使玩
最憎
飛機。
LOL 就係
係咯
咧，啲人成日偷我，啲人唔偷我。
你唔殺咗佢嘅？
我最憎 LOL 嘅原因係因為佢整爛兩個。
係啊，冇 right click。嗰次 I1 啲 mouse 右邊嗰個凹入去嘅咧，太多啦，係真嘅喎。
Sail.
啲 I1 右邊你嗰啲右嗰個 right click 嗰啲全部
Spend
壞
your
晒，
skill
跟住
points.
Granny 之前玩咧，
Additional levels allow your champion to improve their
切
ability.
開嘅、散嘅。
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly champions who are under attack. Double kill.
Not a problem.
3拆1死。
但玩 CS:GO 都唔使一點開鏡，除咗玩 Hot 玩 Scout 同埋玩 AUG。
係啊，
Up the mountain we go.
Sure you can handle me.
會咁樣玩一玩好有成就感嘅。
我勁我嗱，我向前啦，跟住向後啊！你望啊，你望啊，咁啊殺咗人啦！哇！喂，好似個 pro 咁喎，得我突然間，喂，我突然間
Pro Play 啊！
可以嘅，拜拜。不過啲人會鬧，因為佢打啲好勁，佢打嘅。
遲啲都會打人
爆殺
勁，
一死。
遲啲都會嗌喺度。
應該你有冇同佢玩過？
冇，我同佢玩過一次咯。
我做唔成咯。買，我翻去買。
殺埋先啦。
買都買
通常啲人唔會企喺度俾人見到你回城嘅，通常你會匿埋回城嘅。哇！
哇！我玩咩好？加400 health， 加40 attack， 加45 attack。
有乜就買乜。
買喎，呢個好似 OK，得買呢個得，搞掂。
Push to the enemy inhibitor.
好似打得 OK 喎。FF 度。
An ally has been slain.
哇！點解咁多隻嘅？我想講少少。我想問咩？幫個咩？Sammy 你見唔見到啊？
冇睇到啊 ，sorry。
我想講個聯猜。
Turrets will come to the defense of friendly champions who are under attack.
Guns.
又跨 kill， 哇 ！Ace of Patrick kill，Ace of feels good man， 我啲 troops 嚟啦，行得行 troops， 死奴隸行啦，打塔都奴隸。成日我有班奴隸幫我同時打得幾好啊！我真係幾中意隻 game，中意有人幫我同時打死奴隸。爆塔！點解幾多人？太容易啦，打波。我 想講我快過人哋5分鐘玩呢個 tutorial， 幾醒目，醒目，
醒目。
都係咁醒嘅，唉真係。誒，我想聽1983升咗上Global Elite 喎，啱啱我部 cash，勁喎。
我唔明點解 Fox 都要玩 catch 啊？
但係個問題佢玩咗3087場先第一次上 Global Elite，佢玩咗3008。點解佢會有 Overwatch 嘅 Overwatch case？唔係一啲信譽良好嘅人先會有嘅咩？佢係信譽良好，唔係啊嘛？
邊個啊
Cancel 成日話呢個 green， 跟住然之後信譽良好，有得評價人哋係咪？
唔係啊，唔係啊，因為佢玩耐啊。
玩得耐啦，一定要高過MG1 啦，同埋係啊。點啊？神機橋等咗佢2粒鐘啊！
Oh my god！
OK， 我聽 Taylor Swift 好悶。Should come home。
Saying goodbye is death by 1,000 cuts. Flashbacks waking me up. Get drunk, but it's not enough. 'Cause the morning comes and you're not my baby. I look through the windows of this love, even though we boarded them up. Chandelier still flickering here, 'cause I can't pretend it's okay when it's not. It's death by 1,000 cuts. Just to kill my time, I take the long way home. I ask the traffic lights if it'll be alright. They say I don't know. And what once was ours is no one's now. I see you everywhere. The only thing we share is this small town. You said it was a great love, one for the ages. So if the story's over, why am I still writing pages? Death by 1,000 cuts, flashbacks waking me up. Get drunk, but it's not enough. 'Cause the morning comes and you're not my baby. I look through the windows of this love, even though we boarded them up. Chandelier still flickering here, 'cause I can't pretend it's okay when it's not. It's death by 1,000 cuts. My heart, my hips, my body, my love. Trying to find a part of me that you didn't touch. Gave up on me like I was a bad drug. Now I'm searching for signs in a haunted glove. Our songs, our films, united we stand. Our country, cause it was a lawless land. Quiet my fears with the touch of your hand. Paper cut stings from a paper thin plans. My time, my wine, my spirit, my trust. Trying to find a part of me it didn't take up. Gave you too much but it wasn't enough. But I'll be alright, it's just 1,000 cuts. Get drunk, but it's not enough. 'Cause you're not my baby. I look through the windows of this love, even though we boarded them up. Chandelier still flickering here, 'cause I can't pretend.
好專心啊玩 LL， 玩隻廢 game。
Travel。
咩啊
？5、6千蚊嘅電腦玩唔到 Minecraft 嘅咩？
梗係玩到啦。
點解會玩唔到？唔家陣。好驚咯！點解會驚玩唔到？屌一部200蚊嘅電腦都玩到。一部3000蚊，4年前，然後玩到嘅電腦，然後你而家同我講2020，
我部電腦都唔夠6000蚊，佢都係買到。 我部電
game 你
腦
冇電腦玩唔到 Minecraft 㗎呢個時代，唔好搞笑啦，好唔好啊？黐線啊！唔好玩啦，3000蚊嘅電腦都玩到。玩多一年啊 ，Andrew 玩多一年啊，
點會玩唔到？
點解玩唔到啊，個仔？作頓師。
Yeah boy。
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook, or if you want to improve on your fingerpicking and guitar in general, then sign up to Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. It'd mean the world if you could hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click the little notification bell as well, so that you don't miss out on my updates. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, and requests down below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers. G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson, I'll be teaching you how to play Let Her Go by Passenger. Now in this lesson, I'm going to be teaching you two different ways of playing it. The first way is a finger-picked method, and he uses this when he plays it live. And the second way I'm going to teach you is an easier strummed version. Now this song might seem quite daunting at first when you look at it, but when you really break it down, as you should with any song, it's actually very, very simple. Even with the finger-picking version, there are ways to simplify the intro so that even if you're a beginner, you should be able to pick it up if you practice enough. Now for the basics of this song, you'll need your guitar in standard tuning and you will need a capo on the 7th fret of your guitar. Now if you want master chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to take your guitar to the next level, or you really like finger picking, then be sure to check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course, which has plenty of fingerstyle guitar tutorials and lessons in theory that you won't find here on YouTube. Now let's start with some finger picking basics. For our picking hand, our thumb will take care of the 6th, 5th and 4th strings. Our index, middle and ring finger will take care of the 3rd, 2nd and 1st strings respectively. And they shouldn't pluck any other strings other than the ones they've been assigned to. Before we get into this tricky finger-picked intro, I do also teach a simplified version of it. So if you're the answers like
one better.
Hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you want to take your guitar to the next level and learn more about theory, finger picking and fingerstyle, then check out Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course, where you'll find content that I don't teach here on YouTube. As always, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, click the little notification bell as well, so that you don't miss out on my updates. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, and requests down below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.
Oh my gosh, easy.
What's up everyone? Before we get into today's
call晒聲。
You shut it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, hard to shoot me down, but I get up. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim. Far away. Shoot me down, all you have to do is shoot me cut me down, but it's you who have further to fall. Ghost town, haunted love. Raise your voice, sticks and stones may break my bones. Talking loud, not saying much. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim. Far away, shoot me down.
Fire.
All you have to do is shoot me
Feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream. Well, life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes. So that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over. When I'm wiser and I'm...
This video is brought to you in association.
I've heard the comments. I have seen all of the comments asking for an update as to whether AMD's video encoder, VCE or AMF, on their Navi GPUs has improved with recent driver updates in late 20...
Hey everyone, so we're still at LTX 2019, giving Linus yet another shout out. I think at this point it's becoming a bit absurd, but he did fly us out here and make it happen, so thank you, Linus. And I'm joined now by Adam from Epos Boxes, the channel.
Yep. Hi.
Adam's done some really good work on streaming and streaming education, I think is the correct way to describe it. So our topic...
做咩啊？
功課啊！唉，黐線冇練半個鐘喺度玩 LOL 嘅999。
你住喺邊啊？
喺度自閉。
Worth using one over the other, any performance differences and visual fidelity differences that you can see, so let's jump into it. With the hardware encoder that is built into your graphics card, both AMD and Nvidia have this functionality, so don't worry, I will be referencing the Nvidia encoder here because that's the one I'm using, but both sides have it, so don't worry about that. With the NVENC encoder, which is their Nvidia version, that one uses the built-in hardware H.264 encoder that's on the graphics card to do basically the same thing. Now, some people say that the X.264 encoder provides much better quality and visual fidelity in the stream and the recordings, where some people don't care too much about the difference and can't necessarily say that they see a difference. So in this video, we're going to be covering kind of all of that, the performance differences between not streaming with the CPU and streaming with the GPU, and any difference in the comments, clip card. Let me know in the comments down below. Clipping, so the settings for effectively second guess a gaming as well as pixel peaking.
Hello again, I am Blunty, and this is a follow-up video on my latest custom build PC project called the Rec Rig, designed for aspiring YouTube gamers, Let's Players and Twitch streamers, based around an affordable but current generation hardware like the Ryzen 3 1200 and GTX 1050 at its heart, which do the heavy lifting. But the advice here will be relevant regardless of the hardware you're using for your recording or your streaming. One of the most influential settings when it comes to squeezing out the best performance and video quality for live streaming or local recording, or indeed both at the same time, is whether or not you set up your capture software to utilize software-based video encoding, which places the load on the CPU, or GPU-based encoding, which in this rig's case uses the hardware-based NVENC encoding built into NVIDIA's GPUs. AMD cards also have an encoder on board, but at least with OBS you'll also need to install a small plugin to actually utilize it. On the CPU versus GPU front, there's a lot of bad advice out there about this issue actually. Lots of wannabe know-it-alls on forums parroting something they read somewhere else, which in turn was regurgitated from somewhere else, and a lot of people just seem to take it on face value and repeat it. So I'm not just going to tell you what I think is best, I'm going to show you what the deal is. You can see for yourself the difference. CPU versus GPU and which one is best actually depends on what you're doing and why. There is actually no one-size-fits-all, simple, universal answer. The simplified, it depends answer unravels like this. If you're live streaming, and it doesn't matter if it's Twitch or YouTube or Facebook or whatever, chances are you're doing so at a comparatively low bitrate. That is, how much data you're encoding and sending out over the upload side of your internet connection. I'm going to have another video about bitrates and how the balance works between how much data you're sending up or able to send up versus the resolutions and frame rates you're streaming at and how it affects your vision.
Wish that I could stay forever the
啱住嗰邊，仲玩嘅 LL 喺度做飛。我睇緊人彈吉他。
係啊。
哦，你仲玩嘅 LL 添？
會啊。我玩其他零食。
唔通我玩 retake server 咁搞笑？
我係幫我 call hand，nice call hand。
佢好煩，得你個肺！你幾時翻嚟啊？之前整緊2點都未翻嚟，遲咗。哦，sorry，我要瞓覺。打得。
呢嚿嘢點用啊？
攞少少咁多到，
係。
咁就用水濕晒個面，咁啊將佢咧捽開佢少少水，跟住搽咁捽晒。
呢個咩啊？控油啊？就係好似嗰支。咁做咩用綠色嗰啲嘢？
跟住用呢度有。
咁我藍色嗰支咧，仲用唔用？仲使唔使用？嗰支係做咩啊？嗰支本身藍色嘅。哦。Desktop。
Horror 留喺度。
係啊，希望佢唔喺度啊。
個 Horror 好煩，勁拖食嗰條友。
你開咗啦？
唔係，佢可以好 nice 嘅，即係如果佢打好嘅話。
啊，你打好就會拖食啊！我之前咩事有個 option 跟佢鬧我，佢我都 fuck you
咩嚟㗎？
我 English accent。
係佢咩個 voice 俾你？都係啲人喺度鬧我打。
What's up, guys? Today's video is brought to you by today's cover. What's up, everyone? Before we get to today's video, I just got a couple.
聽住好似一個人咧睇果子啊，一個人咧去買一支北極礦泉水，然後俾一個人喺度試下啲水有咩味都聞下去睇下有冇雜質，好戇居嘅成日
嚇！真係想去
聞下啲水有冇？係聞下啲水有冇味啊？
係咪傻㗎？乜嘢啊？
你 Jeff 聽唔聽到啊？
聽到啊！
傻仔。飲水。
啊？哦。
太好味，980蚊買支水。
傻仔，乜嘢啊？
黐線！水有水味，
水有水味，好好飲。
又清新啲喎，有啲清新啲哦。耶妹！
啲 schedule 係乜改咧？我聽日覆你，我問下佢哋先。
On the
你哋會唔會睇 Netflix 㗎而家？
其實我都冇想
俾你咯。我俾你。你請俾你。
唉，我都唔知睇乜嘢。我跟你说。
Double this man.
Passando.
So this is the third time I've done this video, only because I was getting super long-winded. When I talk about water cooling, I get very passionate about it. And I start to talk about it like...
Cool. What?
Baby squirrel used a sexy motherfucker.
Give me your attention, baby. I gotta tell you a little something about yourself. You're one of my flawless, ooh, you a sexy lady. But you walk around here like you wanna be someone else. Ooh, I know that you don't know it, but you're fine, so fine. Fine, so fine. Ooh, oh, girl, I'm gonna show you with your mind.
But then there's two long ones. There's one that just barely extends past the frame of the fan. So that's the one in my left hand here. And then there's one that extends quite a bit past the frame of the fan, such that it would actually dig into the radiator fins if you didn't have something like a thick piece of acrylic or a big thick case in the way on the other side. So that is what that longer one is for. We're gonna use the medium length one. The anti-vibration pads on these light loop fans are actually so thick that I ended up needing the longer screws. So we're gonna switch over to those. And I'm gonna do the opposite corner here in order to get the radiator mostly in position here. You know, it's funny, I was sitting here thinking, this build isn't so simple or fast after all, is it? But it's not the water cooling that's taking all the time. It's actually all the RGB lighting that we're putting into it. Wow, we are actually making great progress on this thing. So with our fans and our radiator installed, we're gonna go ahead and throw in our motherboard. This is a feature I've always loved about Corsair's cases though. That nubbin that they have in the middle that holds your motherboard in place while you fish around for the right screw to put it in. So I always think storage is last, but nowadays, your storage, like this MP600, PCI Express Gen 4 SSD, while in most cases, we would install our SSD, peel this thermal pad off, and then we would throw that back in our motherboard. We're actually not gonna do that. Instead, opting to just leave our SSD exposed. That way it will also get some airflow from the air moving through our system. Now we can unpack our power supply. So I don't have any scientific evidence for this, but in a case where most of my cooling is being handled by water, I do tend to put my power supply's fan up because the rationale would be that when they're running fanlessly, as this one will when it's under very low load, that way they can passively convect heat up more easily. I don't know, that's my theory, I'm sticking to it. Now this is a bit of an unusual one, but I actually like to run my modular cables backwards, starting up at the motherboard and then ending down at the power supply. And it's just because I find it a little bit easier to push my cables through this way than to try to bring them up through the back. Next up is our reservoir. Now this is one of the places where I think Corsair had to be the most careful, because the reservoir and pump in most cases are the most difficult to mount, you know, cleanly and nicely, because for years we've had this incredible assortment of water cooling ready cases on the market that have radiator mount spacing but have given no thought whatsoever to where to put the pump and the reservoir. So one thing that makes our lives a little bit easier is that they're completely integrated as a single unit, and they've got a bunch of different mounting options included. So what we could do is we could use this 120 millimeter bracket, mount it here, but that would look stupid. We're not going to do that. We could also actually mount it here, which is far more reasonable. We might end up doing that. This is a nice little inclusion. So this is one of those jumpers, so you can leak test your loop before you power on your system if you're not comfortable just sticking a wire into your power supply. I'm comfortable sticking a wire into the end of my power supply, so I'll put that away. This is our outlet, and this one here is our inlet. Now this is something I wish I had thought of before I put the motherboard in. This is it would be a very unusual build order for me to put in all my water cooling stuff before I started putting in PC components, but it might have actually been better in this case because with my motherboard installed, it's actually a little bit tricky to get at the mounting screws at the back here. Now it's worth noting that you can mount the bracket this way like I have, or this way if you want more vertical play. So we're almost totally wired up now, which means it's time for the dark side of RGB. Oh. Now we don't need the basic lighting controller that came with the case anymore, but it's more work to remove it than to just cable manage it at this point. So we're just gonna leave that kind of here-ish. Ah, ha, ha, ha. This is a really nice touch, actually. I never noticed this. This particular Corsair case happens to have exactly the spacing you need for an RGB strip down the side here. Freaking gorgeous. Okay, so power connectors for both our Commander Pro and our fan hub are taken care of now. And we did have to go and grab a Molex connector for our D5 pump. Grumble, grumble. And now we're ready for what is, ironically, the easy part of this build. We had to go back to water cooling again. So something that a lot of people don't know is that while NVIDIA Founders Edition cards have the greatest compatibility with third-party water blocks, like this one from Corsair, a lot of the time, even non-Founders Edition cards use the same reference PCB mounting holes, so you can still use a third-party block. All right, well, let's find out which screws aren't all the way out. Swoop, swoop, swoop. MSI's design is different from the Founders Edition in that it uses this big, gigantic heat spreader to actually handle most of the mount points for the back plate that just kind of keep the card sandwiched together. So it's got like a heat spreader sandwich. So this part is really important. When it comes time to reassemble your graphics card, maybe you need to submit an RMA or you know, take the water cooler off it because you want to sell it on Craigslist, it doesn't matter. You want to put all your thermal pads back exactly where you found them. And in some cases that can even include going through and scraping the ones that are left on the card off with a knife and then putting them back on where they came from. Because otherwise, once you reassemble it, a lot of these other components on the board might not have temperature sensors and the card might not know to thermal throttle if they're not adequately cooled. And you could end up bricking the card even if your GPU temps are very good because you did a great job of repasting it. And then the other key is to carefully put all of the screws back where they came from. So once again, part of Corsair's shtick is that as long as you're willing to strip down a GPU, it's supposed to be relatively simple. So it's got pre-applied thermal compound. The thermal pads don't even need like covers taken off them or anything. You just go ahead and line up the holes. Then chuck the back plate on and screw the whole thing together. And now all that's left is to install it and plan out our coolant runs. In a perfect world, we might have done that a little while ago, but we don't live in a perfect world, do we? Oh, I'm excited. This is really coming together now. We're close. Wow, that's tight. Oh boy. Here comes our GPU power. Let's see if we can get this in. Ah, you know what? Maybe Apple's onto something with the whole extra long PCI Express slot and no external power connectors. Ah, there we go. Let's do some tubing, shall we? We are going to go straight from our pump into our CPU block. And then we're gonna see how things go from there. Now we're gonna go from the outlet over to our radiator. Oh, right angles? Oh, yes! Thank you, Jake. All right, we just got saved by a wild Jake who appeared. Yes. Ah, that's way better. Nice. The wild Jake bearing right angle and 45-degree fitting saved the day. World's prettiest water cooling loop? No. But we weren't going for that award. We were going for something that's relatively simple to throw together, and the actual plumbing portion of this build, assuming that you're comfortable with, you know, installing a CPU cooler or mounting a bracket to a radiator or whatever else, only took, what, like, I don't know, 10 minutes? Pin yourself in. You're eliminating your options. We've got an RGB reservoir here, kids. Don't squeeze this too hard, hey? Oh. 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 Yeah, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of this one. Here we go. All right, you gotta live a little, kids.
Huh? The fuck?
And there it goes. Ah, that's more like it. Why would Corsair choose me to do their all Hydro-X water-cooled build? Whoa. That RGB though. So the pump won't pump until the air is out of it. And you can see there's still air bubbles coming up. Yeah, come on. Okay, time for a classic Linus live fill. So now that our OS is installed, all of our fans are lighting up, and we did have to remove one of our RGB strips, which is fine because I had only intended to do 3 in the first place. So we threw an extension in the bottom, and now 1, 2, 3 RGB strips, res, block, and other block, all lit up. Also, you guys might notice, the system is basically silent. So everything in here can be configured from within Corsair's IQ software. We can change colors. Easy to create a profile within IQ to save the configuration, allowing you to quickly switch between profiles on the fly. You can have. We've done a lot of liquid cooling over the years, ranging from super jank DIY to AIOs to all the way up to sub-zero chiller units. But there are still some things that we've never messed with. Until now. Going full hard mode with copper rather than plastic tubing. It's a lot of work, and the learning curve looks a little something like this. But boy, oh boy, is the end result ever shiny. Corsair's Vengeance RGB Pro Series.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today we are going to learn how to bend tubes the right way. How I do it is not necessarily the way that everyone else does it. However, I am going to show you exactly how I end up with that perfect tube bend for our water cooling loop. So I hope you all enjoy. So for our first test, we have a piece of PETG tubing right here. The same process applies to acrylic tubing as well. Exactly the same method. It all works very similar. It's a very similar process behind the two methods. So we have our heat gun right here. Of course, a lot of you guys would know that we do use a heat gun for water cooling, for bending the tubings and everything like that. So with our PETG tubing, I'm going to show you guys.
Granny 翻嚟未啊？唉，我瞓覺啦真係。
我都想瞓啊！黐線嘅，癲嘅 Granny。
我咪癲雞嚟㗎！
黐線嘅，好輕完，我唔能癲。
偷乜聲 Snapchat 話 wave guys 咁樣咯。我想講我哋又
係收鳩皮啊叫佢。得個2個半鐘啊！
拜拜。
屌黃狗啊！晚想瞓但係。
我哋會玩到，你放心。你放心，我而家咁嘅狀態咧，我同我一剎都唔知有冇。
係啊。
但係認真咯，我真係唔知自己想。
戇鳩啊！
Oh, alright. Cool shit, boys. Oh shit.
撳緊機啊！依家 IG 會唔會一彈個 suggest follow 咧？睇下 story 話叫 suggest follow。You spawn in a village. It's right next to a lunar portal. The stronghold is under the village. The portal has some ice field. Oh. 你別出意啦。
Okay, so the tube is at melting point right now, and as you can see, when we get this bend in, you can see that it kinks on the edge, which is why a lot of people get deformities when they're trying to bend their tubes, because you absolutely need that silicone insert on the inside, otherwise this happens. When using a silicone insert with the tube itself, a lot of people actually forget to try and lubricate the silicone insert so that you can pull it out of the tube. A lot of people do a lot of awesome bends and they've got the perfect tube bends, however it becomes impossible to pull them.
但係聽日點上啊？聽日數學咯。Hello， 聽日使唔使上㗎？
可以啊。
因為聽唔到你講嘢。聽日使唔使？
可以啊。你聽到未啊
？Hello， 聽日使唔使上啊
？Hello， 你聽到未啊？
好撚 confuse 而家。
喂。喂。喂。喂。
屌你老母都唔撚答人。你好叻，你個咪好叻啊！可唔可以答人？
得唔得？到啊！喂。
屌！